country was built by white males and it was built for white males. That's why women and any minority don't have an equal chance of being in politics. That's why most of our politicians are white males instead of representative of the actual population. That's why gerrymandering exists. That's why redlining exists. White privilege and white male privilege and male privilege is a real thing.
Okay, so I want to make sure I have this clear. Do you agree with what?
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Okay, sorry. So I'm trying to balance this with the both of you. Hope you forgive me if I'm not perfect. So, you believe that this country was founded by white males exclusively? For
I don't believe it was. I know it is.
Okay, you know it.
Yeah.
So, what would you use to substantiate that? A lot of white males obviously came here because Western civilization. People came from Europe. A lot of white males, but that it was founded exclusively for white males. That's what you said. Yeah. How do you?
Male-dominated society.
But that doesn't imply that doesn't necessarily equate to design.
The Constitution originally didn't mention women or black people or anything or minorities or anything. It only mentioned white men. It didn't specifically say white, but it said men. They didn't give any minorities the right to anything. We had to fight for that right.
Who's we?
The minorities, women had to, people of color had to, everyone had to, except for white males.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. So you're saying that the Constitution, first off, mentioned only white men? I would say
it didn't say white men. It said men.
Mankind, men. Yeah, this was
yes.
a term. Again, this is just sort of a colloquialism. Men. The rights were extended to women. You're aware, right?
They weren't extended to women. Women had to fight for their rights.
No, women never had to fight for the freedom of speech or Second Amendment.
Well, what do you mean women didn't have to fight for these rights? They literally had marching. Women were hurt for this, like.
For the First Amendment and Second Amendment, women didn't have
the right to vote, for the right to not be treated as property.
Okay, so that's interesting that you bring up the right to vote. So you say we fought for it, everyone except for white men.
No, some white men did, but
some
it was mostly women.
So and honestly, women and minorities.
It was mostly women at first who didn't include black women.
Okay.